Hello. So I'm doing a little bit of a test recording here because I'm testing out a dual PC setup for recording and streaming. And this time around, I think I actually got it working properly, especially with Voicemeeter Potato. And I thought I would just show you a little bit how it looks like for me. This is not a tutorial or anything. I might do that later. That will be a lot longer video. That will be at least an hour long. So yeah, how did I actually get it working properly? Well, for example, I got the graphics card in my gaming PC. It's an RTX 3060 12 gig version. And it got 3 display ports and 1 HDMI. And the display ports go to my 3 monitors. And they are 1440p monitors, 165 Hertz. And to get 165 Hertz, you need to have them connected to the display ports. The HDMI port actually goes to an external surround sound amplifier. It's a 5.1 surround system. It goes to HDMI input on that one, and the amplifier also have an output. I think it's called ARC, and that output goes to the capture card on the other computer. So it will send both the video and audio both to the amplifier. The amplifier will get the audio to the speaker system, and then the video goes to the other computer. And yeah, so when you have the streaming PC activated, the surround sound or the capture card actually shows up as a monitor or display, and it also shows up as an audio device. Right now I actually have Voicemeeter as my default audio device. And I'll show you how this works with Voicemeeter as well. Yeah, so this is just it's the Elgato Game Capture 4K 60 Pro Mark II. It's a long name for a card. So I shorted it down a little bit here. But yeah, so how do it work? Well, since HDMI port goes to the amplifier and the other capture card and my monitor are separated, what I did was to select this. Number 3, display number 3 is my main monitor, and number 4 is actually the capture card. So I actually duplicate my sort of main monitor to the capture card. So I don't use the output on the capture card at all. I just duplicate everything. So that's that. So that's the video, how it works. I also have a capture card in this computer. Let's see if this actually works. Yeah, it should work. Or the software for it. But because when I first connected to the input, I didn't get any video on the other computer. So I had to start this capture utility and go to the settings. And here on the device, I had to select bypass merge, and then over here I had to change it. Yeah, this was to internal and also 1440p. that's what I had to change to get the image, because I'm actually sending 1440p to the other computer. So that's that. Discard. So then I got an image on the streaming PC, so to speak. And what about the audio? Well, I use Voicemeeter Potato for that. It looks like this, and it's the sort of the most advanced Voicemeeter sort of software mixer. It's got the most inputs and outputs, and yeah, it's got some more features than Banana. Banana lacking a lot of stuff here. Some of the features. So the first thing I set up here, for example, I have in the audio device here, you can see I don't have the capture card as a default device. I got the Elgato or the Voicemeeter as default device. And then in Voicemeeter here at A1, I set the Elgato capture card. This shows up when you have the streaming PC powered on. If the streaming PC is powered off, the amplifier shows up instead. So it says Yamaha HTR or something. So I select that as number one. And number two is actually my headphones. And my headphones are connected to a USB headphone amp. That's the outputs. Inputs, I got the microphone here to the left, and you can see it says the Blue Yeti, the microphone. Capture it directly. And then I got this, it says cable A, B, C, and D. These are virtual inputs. So if I use like Spotify, I can send it to that virtual cable here. And that's what I do with the music. And then I have a software called Touch Portal, so I can control like OBS and stuff from a tablet. I also have a soundboard on that tablet. That's why I have this audio for that. I got the browser from Chrome, the audio from that, and then desktop audio. So it's basically system audio, and also all the game audio goes through the desktop audio. And yeah, and then I'm sending it to all this microphone music and stuff. Goes to A1, and A1 goes to this first one here. It says A1. So it goes to the other computer, and it also, this audio also goes to my headphones, which is A2. The microphone only goes to the other computer because I don't like to hear myself. I also set it to mono audio because it's a stereo microphone. Other settings, yeah, normally people might use this equalizer, this IntelliPan, or IntelliPan, and they might also use this compressor and stuff. I don't use this stuff. I prefer to use the EQ on the microphone over here. Looks like this. I'm testing it out right now. Yeah, and also I use a different compressor, a limiter built in to the Voicemeeter, and I'm using this special FX system for that, and it's set to channel 10. And I also activated this. I don't see what it says really. And also I want to send that compressor audio to the A1, to the stream output. So it goes over here, the C sort of thing. So where is the compressor? Well, you need to kind of activate that first. So you go into menu and system settings. And then down here you have like the internal effects selection. You see it says C5 right now. By default it says delay, I think. So you just left click on it to activate that. And up here in the special effects you got the C5. So you left click to activate it. And then let's move it. And you right click it for the settings. So yeah, C5 limiter and multiband compressor. So it uses 5 different frequencies to compress stuff. And you also have a limiter down here. I don't use it at the moment. I just use the compressor. And yeah, so this is kind of what I use for that. So the EQ is over here. And then I got the compressor over here. And everything is built in with the software with Voicemeeter. That's quite nice. I also have an EQ on my headphones. And I also have an EQ for my amplifier, but I turn it off when I just record stuff. Or streaming, at least. So yeah, it's kind of complicated. But yeah, it's this is not for newbies or noobs. One thing on the other computer, for example, it looks like this. So yeah, this is sort of the streaming PC with OBS. Started here, and I added the capture card as a video capture device. And it also includes the audio for it. And also I have a Camlink 4K, and that will actually capture my laptop. So that's another audio device for that. I haven't set that up yet. The only thing I did with the capture card is that I added a filter, a gain filter. So I add 20 dB because otherwise the volume is really, really low. So yeah, I can adjust that over here. And if I actually have OBS on my my gaming PC, I can set up different audio devices here. One for the microphone, one for music, one for the browser, and so on. And I can have different volumes on each audio device. I can also have different filters on the different devices. I can't really do that right now with the dual setup. Same thing with the 3 monitors. I can't switch. I used to have each monitor as a video source here. I can't really do that right now. It will only show one monitor because I only duplicate. You can only duplicate the one monitor. So yeah, that's kind of a downside. But that's what it is right now. So how do I actually I can actually set in Voicemeeter the different volumes. So I can have one volume on my headphones, and I can have a different volume to the stream, and actually set that up here in Voicemeeter. And this is a feature that comes with Voicemeeter Potato. It doesn't work on Banana. So for example, here in Potato, you see I got some extra buttons here at the top. It's the selection buttons. And also the compressor and stuff doesn't work with Banana either. You only have these options here. So how do you get different volumes on different outputs? Well, right now you see actually my sort of volume settings for my headphones. It goes out to my headphones right now, and well, what about the stream? Well, if I actually select the first channel here that goes out to the capture card, I press select here, and you can see now that the volume bars actually changed. So minus 7.5 dB. You can go lower if you want to, but yeah, so you can have different settings for that, and of course you can have different settings for each of these outputs. Else here. So yeah, that's how you set the volumes. It doesn't have really that many filters, but I only need the EQ for the microphone anyway, and the compressor for the microphone. You can have the compressor for other audio devices as well. For example, if I want to have the browser, turn it up and choose another one, number 9 or whatever, and then I can set that to whatever go to. So yeah, it's fun to play around with it. I know it's confusing, whatever, but yeah, it's possible to set up, and you only need to do it once. And the nice thing with Voicemeeter is that when you close it down or shut it down, at least, it will save the settings in a so-called XML file. And if you actually go to your roaming profile, you know, the %app data %, and here you see those files. You see it's Voicemeeter potato default. I don't know if we can open with Sublime Text. Yeah, so here's all the settings for it, all the EQ settings and whatnot, and so yeah, quite nice. So that's how it works. Yeah, so I managed actually to capture everything, and you have a thing called V-band in Voicemeeter as well, which means that you can actually send audio over the network to the other computer. That computer needs to run the Voicemeeter as well and to capture incoming streams. I tried this because I wanted to separate all the channels, but when I was recording, the audio was kind of bad. It was cutting out all the time, so I didn't use the V-band stuff. And that's why I actually use just these settings here, so that I can select like different volumes here. And I also have the microphone here with the compressor. So yeah, that's a 20-minute long video about that. I know it's confusing, but it makes sense when I have used Voicemeeter for many years. So when I first used it, it was really confusing, but over the years it started to make sense, and what all the buttons do and whatnot. So yeah, it's very powerful, and you also get some other stuff with Voicemeeter. For example, this stream review. So if you don't like to sort of push all of these buttons, you can have like this view instead. And you can see here different volume settings stuff. And you need to sort of rename in Voicemeeter here. You need to rename these inputs. If they are not renamed, for example, these ones two are not named at all, so they won't show up here. But the downside here is that I can't really be that precise with the volumes here. You have to use your mouse to sort of do everything. So yeah, I'm not using this really. because if I want to set it more precise, I just right click here and type something 8 or -8. So yeah, -7.5. I can be more precise. So yeah, I think it's kind of time to stop the video right now before it gets too long. But yeah, I finally got it working. And you can see I don't have any OBS started here. I got the settings because everything is recorded on the other computer. So yeah, catch you later.